We'll look to see him off the bench early.
Was out there quite a bit in opening tip-off. Is controlled by Air Force. And here comes the Falcons with Jacob Van moving across the court from left to right. Swings it back over to Scotty on the right side. Outside the three-point line. Back up top to Lions. Cross court over to Van. Van swinging it around the horn back over to Scotty on the left wing. Air Force, again, very slow methodically on offense. Van into the lane. Gets Merrill up in the lane, pump fakes him, and draws the foul on the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, I mean, there are headsy players. Shot fakes, they take charge. You know, just all of the high IQ plays they tend to make.
And by the way, Jacob Van is not a guy you want to send to the free throw line, averaging, well, let's just say he's a 90% free throw shooter. He's 30 of 33 on the season, now 31 of 34.
Yeah, I mean, if he hits the rim, you're upset as a coaching staff.
Yeah. Second free throw as he makes his first one. Lines it up. Again, just 25 seconds into this one. Second free throw is up and good. I don't know, use a little bit of the back iron on that one, Coach. Not pure.
Disappointing.
Kobe McEwen crossing the timeline. Aggies on their first offensive possession. As we mentioned, moving from right to left across your radio dial. A foul down low. And it's going to go against Utah State.
Actually, that's dribble, by the way, for those of you that read the Wall Street Journal. Quinn stepped out of bounds coming underneath the screen.
So trying to set up the old dribble play that's been in the news as of late. I had a really fun conversation with Coach Tim Duryea about that on the Coaches Show. I may pull some of that and play that during the pregame show against Fresno State. Van up top on the right wing, back over to Van Solen. He dribbles around the horn. Back over to Van on the left wing, posting up Scotty against Dwayne Brown. He goes to the rim, and the push shot is up and in, and Air Force leads 4-0 right out of the gate.
And you're not going to be able to double-team the post. That's a one-on-one matchup that we're going to have to guard ourselves.
Diogo Brito outside the three-point line, works it to the right side, swings it back over to Taylor, hands over to Kobe McEwen. McEwen picks up his dribble, swings down to Brown. Look for Quinn Taylor in the blocks, but instead Brown's going to take the three, goes off the iron and misses, and here comes Air Force off the rebound. 4-0 Air Force early on, 18:40 left to go. For last time these two teams played here in Logan, Utah State got about a 29-point victory. Van back to Van Solen. Swings it back over. Van Solen into the lane. Gets a pump fake up in the air, had an uncontested layup and missed everything. Aggie faithful letting him know about it. Sam Merrill outside the three-point line, works it back over to Brown on the right side. Brown wants to drive into lane. Spin, up, shot, got it. About 2 feet out, gets the push shot to go, Coach.
Yeah, good penetration there by Brown. I like his aggressive play. Better than shooting the three right in that point.
Yep. Air Force into the paint. Ball deflected, but Van's able to come back and get it. Back over to Lions. Lions cross court back to Scotty. Air Force, everything outside the three-point line. Trying to get something going. Ryan Swan. And the pass is tipped out of bounds off of Air Force, and the turnover will give the ball back to the Aggies. Air Force leading 4-2 with 17:46 left to go first half.
I mean, you know, the way Air Force plays, I mean, you're going to need a throat lozenge. They move that ball. There's 20 passes in each possession.
All right, Kobe McEwen waiting for a screen. Instead hands over to Quinn Taylor. Back over to Brito. Sam Merrill on the curl for three. Got it. And you may have heard Tim Duryea in the mic say he got it way before the pass was even thrown. Utah State leads 5-4. 17:20 left to go. First lead for the Aggies in this game. Sam Merrill, as Scotty takes the three, misses, and Merrill pulls down the rebound. Crossing the timeline, over to Brown. Pump fakes the three, goes down low, ball's deflected out of bounds, stays with Utah State.
Yeah, you know, Sam coming off a staggered double screen where he can get his right foot down and his pivot foot has really been money all year long, and that shows that Coach Duryea called it before he shot it.
Yeah. We got a crowd mic that's right by the Aggie bench. Inbound to Merrill. He's double-teamed in the block, so he has to kick it over to Kobe McEwen for a baseline three. Wouldn't go. Rebound finally pulled down by Air Force. Can't ask for a better look than that. McEwen just couldn't get it to fall. Lions now on the outside. Looking to drive, cut off. Swings it back over to Van. Van on the left side, outside the three-point line, trying to get something going. Pull-up shot inside the three-point line is missed by Ryan Swan, and that's a shot you'll let him shoot all day long.
No question, that's not within the offense.
Yeah, McEwen wants to drive, picks up his dribble into lane, has to work it back out to Brown outside the three-point line. He hands over to Brito, back to Kobe McEwen. McEwen pulls up for three, won't go, back iron. Brito tips it, trying to keep it alive, but Jacob Van's able to come back and get it for Air Force. Aggies up 5-4, 16-19 left to go here in the first half. Lions drives into the lane, kicks it back over to Van outside the three-point line. Trying to post up, down low. Finally gets it to his man. That's Ryan Swan back up top to Lions, who pump fakes. And again, Air Force with 8 seconds left on the shot clock, unable to get anything going offensively. Lions back over to Swan. Swan pump fakes, pulls up a shot. It's airballed and pulled down by Brito. Brito all the way down to Taylor, who's by himself, lays it up and in, and Utah State leads by 3, 7-4. Got Air Force napping.
Yeah, that's the negative part of Air Force's defense is they don't sprint back, and you're able to throw it over the top just like that.
Lions on the right side. Back-to-back ugly shots by Air Force. Now they take a three from the left wing. That's missed by Van Solen, and Utah State with the rebound. Sam Merrill on the left wing. Search dribble, kicks it back over to Quinn Taylor. Taylor hands back to Sam Merrill, again driving into the lane. Can't find anything, then dishes over to Quinn Taylor. Tries to finish at the rim, wouldn't go, tipped out, and controlled by Van Solen and Air Force.
Yeah, good play. We just need to finish right there, and that, Taylor's had some problems right at the basket lately.
7-4, Utah State leading by 3. 15 minutes left to go. We'll have a dead ball in the next stoppage of time. Ball on the post pass is stolen away by Dwayne Brown, and Utah State picks up another Air Force turnover.
Yeah, the Aggies are going to want to front that post, and he was just coming around to front it, and they threw it. He was in the right place at the right time.
All right, Merrill, as the Aggies slowing things down offensively, dishes back to McEwen. Kobe drives, picks up the pass, swings over to Brown for three. Got it! Dwayne Brown Jr. from the right wing, and the Aggies lead by 6. 10-4, 14-29 left to go here in the first half. Lions on the right side for Air Force, which has seen Utah State currently on an 8-2 run. Scotty back over to Van Solen, back to Scotty, posting up Swan in the low blocks. Trying to go to work, kicks it back over to Lions. He'll take a three and won't go. Rebound tipped around, finally controlled by Sam Merrill. Aggies have 3-on-2, have some numbers. And trying to get it to Brito. Brito has to save it out of bounds, kicks it over to Trevor Lyons. Aggies blow a fast break opportunity. Scotty back to Van. Wide open three from the left wing, no good. Sam Merrill's able to bring it down. Back and forth we go. Utah State, Air Force. Aggies lead 10-4 with 13:44 left to go. Sam Merrill back to Brown. He'll spot up for three. Won't go. And Air Force keeps it. And back we go. Back and forth action here. Very little stoppage of play. In our next time out, Alex Dargenton's going to come into the game for the Aggies, as well as Deron Henson. Swan hands over to Lyons. Cross court to Van Solen. Tries to go baseline. Spin at the rim. Shot is up and good. And Utah State sees their lead cut to 4, 10-6, with 13:13 left to go here in the first half.
Yeah, it's unfortunate we couldn't take advantage of two fast break opportunities. It's just, unbalanced play, and we probably should have pulled it back out.
McEwen spots up. He'll take the three. Won't go. And the ball nearly goes out of bounds, but saved by Van Solen, who has to dish it back up top to Lavelle Scotty. 10-6 our score. Air Force has only made 1 out of their last 8 field goal attempts in this game. Straightaway three for Scotty, missed badly. Utah State with a rebound. Kobe McEwen pulls down the board. Kobe wanting to go to work, into the lane, shot off the glass, got it! And Utah State pushes the lead back to 6, 12-6, with 12:36 left to go. Timeout on the court. It's Utah State leading by 6 on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield. Leading this game 12-6. Air Force struggling offensively, only have made 1 out of their last 9 field goal attempts. They're shooting 20% from the field, Aggies 45%. Unfortunately, though, for Utah State, they've had a couple turnovers that have ended a couple of opportunities with some possessions to maybe push this lead out a little bigger.
Yeah, the Air Force offense, credit our defense. We're doing a fine job of staying in the right position and not allowing them any easy shots at the basket. Offensively, just a couple untimely turnovers, one coming on the break. And we've kind of fallen in love with that three-point shot again, and we got to remember that, we're better when we're off the bounce and we get a couple layups and get that defense to get smaller and then kick it. So, I'm sure that was the adjustment that Coach Duryea made at the timeout. We'll see how we do coming out.
12:36 left to go here in the first half. It's Utah State leading by the count of 12-6. Aggies 2 of 7 from beyond the three-point line. Air Force is yet to make a three. 0 for 5 from beyond the three-point line. Into the game comes C.J. Seipels. Dishes over to Frank Tui, who just checked into the game. Again, Air Force is going to use a lot of players out there on the court tonight. Seipels, and a foul is going to go against Utah State, holding up a cutter.
Yeah, and that's that you're falling into that trap where fouls will start to build up. You can't get lazy and you can't lose your focus.
So one thing Air Force likes to do is get you in foul trouble, and they're a really good free throw shooting team. As a team shooting 74.5%. Inbound, swings it all the way over to Seipels. C.J. Seipels, who, by the way, you want him shooting three. He's only 3 of 20 from beyond the three-point line this year. Vansel's back to Tomes. Tomes into the game, works it back over to Seipels, who wants to drive, hands it back over to Tomes. Can't find anything, so he takes a long straightaway three. Kobe bats it over to Abel Porter, who is now into the game, running the point for the Aggies, now on the left wing. Gets a screen from Alex Dargenton, who, by the way, good to see Alex back out on the court. Did not start tonight, but is coming off the bench for the Aggies after suffering another ankle injury against Boise. Abel Porter tried to find Henson, who was cutting, but the ball's deflected. Tomes comes away with the steal. Seipel back to Lyons on the right side, trying to post up Tui. Tui spin move on the baseline, can't find anything, so Air Force reverses it. Into the lane is Tomes once again. Back to Tui. He tries to spin, cut off there, gets a shot up, and somehow is able to get it up and in.
Yeah, a little mismatch. Kobe did his best to act tall, but again, he just got shot right over the top of him.
Deron Henson swings it back over to McEwen. McEwen works it across the court, back to Abel Porter. Porter on the left side. Back to Dargenton, who's outside the three-point line. He wants to go to work, but can't find anything, so they post up Kobe. Spin move, draws the foul, get to the free throw line. 11:01 left to go. Kobe McEwen will have himself a couple free throws when we come back. 12-8 our score. Aggies lead by 4 over the Air Force Falcons on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield. (12-8) is our score. Utah State leading by 4 with 11 minutes left to go in this one. Leading scorer in the game for Utah State, Dwayne Brown Jr., who's got 5. 3 for Merrill, 2 for McEwen, as well as 2 for Taylor. For the Air Force Falcons, you got 4 players with 2 points. Tui, Van Solen, Scotty, and Van each with 2 apiece. Air Force only shooting 3 of 12 from the field. Aggies 5 for 11, Coach.
Yeah, Aggies did a good job. Alex came in the game, and they got in that zone defense, and that kind of will give Alex a little break. He won't have to move around so much and guard some of those outside players. But unfortunately, you can't get back into that zone unless we make a shot. And the turnover, obviously with a turnover, and we're not able to get back and get in the zone. So the other thing, the Aggies haven't gotten to the free throw line yet, which tells me they're relying too much on the outside shot. This last foul by Kobe, we had a chance, but they called it
that's right.
on the throw.
On the throw, yeah. Yep, my bad. All right, so Utah State will inbound. Abel Porter swings it back over to Dargenton, who, again, back in the game, coming off the bench in tonight's game. Sam Merrill over to Abel Porter, three-point line extended on the right wing. Hands back over to Merrill, who wants to dribble, attacking the rim, goes baseline. Ball's going to be deflected out of bounds and will stay with Utah State. Ball goes off the hands of Lavelle Scotty, who tried to get that big paw in there and swipe it away. Lavelle Scotty with 11.8 points per game average has got 2 points on the night. Abel Porter set to inbound with 10 seconds left on the shot clock, trying to find a cutting McEwen. Gets it to him. Baseline shot is up and missed everything. Scotty pulls down the board. And quickly going the other way is number 2, C.J. Seipels. Three-point shot attempt, another miss, but this time Air Force is able to pick up their first offensive rebound of the game. Jacob Van, who started this game, is back out on the court. Sid Tomes on the left wing. Hands back over to Frank Tui. Hands over to Scotty. He attacks the rim. Right-hand layup won't go off the glass, and Henson pulls down the board for Utah State. 12-8 our score. Aggies lead by 4 with the ball. 10-17 left to go. Abel Porter spin move, but loses the handle. Ball's knocked away from him, and here comes Scotty. Pull-up jumper from about 5 feet out, nestles home, and Air Force cuts the lead to 2. 12-10 with 10:04 left to go.
Yeah, and this is, really poor basketball right now. The Aggies have a chance, with Air Force not playing very well, to extend this lead, and they're just not getting it done.
Air Force 0 for 7 from beyond the three-point line, but the Aggies have turned it over 4 times until Sam Merrill decides to take matters into his own hands. cuts into the lane, lays it up with the right hand. Lead now 4. Aggies up 14-10, 9:41 left to go. Post pass intended for Sid Tomes goes out of bounds, and I believe will stay with Utah State. Dwayne Brown, Diogo Brito, and Taylor will all check back into the game. Dargington's going to check out. Porter's going to check out. So your Aggies on the court right now, Brito, McEwen, Taylor, Brown, and Sam Merrill. Air Force inbounds, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Aggies lead 14-10 with 9:33 left to go. Cross court over to Tomes. He'll take the 3 and won't go. Air Force now 0 of 8 from beyond the three-point line. Sam Merrill on the left wing after the Aggie rebound. Merrill, cross court over to Brown. Brown goes baseline, loses the handle, but they're going to call a foul against Air Force. And that's going to be Lavelle Scotty picking up the foul.
Air Force is really keen in on Sam's left hand. They're not letting him drive left, and on the, on the play he was able to score, he really had to cross over and get to that other side, to that right side.
Kobe McEwen will inbound underneath the basket with 21 seconds left on the shot clock. Aggies have plenty of time. A great inbound play, finding Brito all by himself under the basket and lays it up and in, and the Aggies push out to their biggest lead of 6, 16-10 with 9:08 left to go. Solis over to Scotty, thinks about taking the jumper inside the free throw line, hands back over to Tui, and he dishes back to Jacob Van outside the three-point line. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Solis trying to go to work, he can't find anything. Swings it back over to the right wing to Van. Van back up to Tui. Tui spins into lane. Shot with the left hand is up and in. Nice look for the big man.
Yeah, he really just had to get something done on his own there. Their team offense is really not looking very good right now.
8:35. If you watched a lot of the Joe Scott Air Force Falcons, this does not look like them. Kobe McEwen attacks the rim, lays it up and in. He draws the foul. He'll go to the free throw line.
Great adjustment by the Aggies, really attacking the rim at this point.
18-12, Aggies lead by 6. Swan's going to check back into the game. Lyons is going to check back in the game for Air Force. And Kobe McEwen has a chance to give the Aggies their largest lead of the game with a free throw upcoming. We had a really fun conversation with Kobe McEwen. We played it in the pregame show about how he decides when to become a facilitator, when to take over, and there you knew he just felt like I needed to take that shot. Missed the free throw. Lead stays at 6, 18-12 with 8:25 left to go.
Well, even after a missed basket, the Aggies are back in zone. I really think that they need to utilize the zone a lot in this game.
Van up top, three-point line extended, swings it back over to Lyons on the outside. Lyons cross court over to Scotty. Scotty back to Lyons, trying to set something up. And Air Force very stagnant offensively. Post pass down to Scotty. It's batted away, but Scotty's able to go back and get it. Lays it up and in after Utah State overcommitted, trying to pull off the turnover.
Yeah, they're starting, Air Force is starting to really try to pound that ball inside, not able to score it, obviously, from beyond the arc.
18-14, Aggies up by 4 with 7:44 left to go. Kobe McEwen on the right wing, wants to drive again. Dishes low to Quinn Taylor, who lays it up and in.
It's an interesting little wrinkle on the offense, and credit Diogo for a fantastic screen.
20-14, Aggies up by 6. Teams swapping buckets at this point. Van, right wing extended, picked up by Diogo Brito. 7:22 left to go in the game. Three-point shot attempt by Scotty is missed. Unfortunately, Brito unable to go get it. Scotty chases down his own board, goes baseline, double team, dishes over to Swan. Swan can't finish at the rim. Scotty's able to get it, hands back over to Swan. Swan can't find anything, so he swings it back to Van, who lays it up and can't get the layup, but Swan's able there to tip it up and in.
Yeah, just the ball, unfortunate right there. The Aggies weren't able to secure the ball as it was bouncing around.
Last couple possessions, Aggies have been there defensively, but just a couple little breakdowns or overcommitting to try to come up with a steal leads to open buckets. Kobe McEwen on the right side. Behind the back pass to Taylor, who takes the 3. Won't go, back iron, missed it. And Ryan Swan pulls down the rebound over to Van, attacking the rim. He's fouled at the rim, and he'll go to the free throw line with 6:36 left to go. Utah State leads by 4, 20-16 on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield. Look at the stats. You think Utah State would be up a little bit further in this game. Aggies up by 4, 20-16 with 6:36 left to go. Air Force only shooting 33%, 7 of 21 from the field. They're 0 of 9 from beyond the three-point line. But the Aggies have turned it over a few times. They've had 4 turnovers. Air Force has been able to convert those into points. And right now, Air Force out-rebounding Utah State. And they've had a few offensive rebounds, 3 offensive boards that they've been able to convert into some points.
Yeah, and the Aggies have none, and they've only been to the line once. And so, obviously your attempts at goal are going to be higher for Air Force, and that's really what you want to avoid. You don't want them to hang around. They're not playing very well right now. I'm talking about Air Force. They're not playing very well right now. So if you can't, put your foot on the accelerator a little bit, as they start to play a little better, you start to tighten up a little bit. So the Aggies need to really work hard the last 6 minutes of this half.
This is a game that you feel like should be about a 10, 12-point game right now instead of a 4-point game.
Yeah, and I think that, if it was, we wouldn't be surprised at all. But, again, this team is going to stay together, and there'll be a tight rotation. We'll see 8 guys this game, and they're going to have to work and figure it out.
All right, Van's got a chance to cut this lead in half from the free throw line. First one is up and good. As we mentioned, Jacob Van, who is nearly perfect from the free throw line this year. With that make, he's now 32 of 35, a 90% free throw shooter. Steps up. Hits the second one. And so he's now 4 for 4 from the line, and the lead is only 2, 20-18, with 6:33 left to go. Air Force showing a little bit of a press. McEwen swings it cross court to Brito, crossing the timeline. Hands back over to Kobe, and the Aggies will go to work with about 15 seconds left on the shot clock. So mission accomplished if you're Air Force.
They're in the Princeton zone.
Brito to Merrill for 3, won't go, and unfortunately, Henson was there for an offensive rebound but couldn't pull it down. Jacob Van gets it for Air Force, and the Falcons have a chance to tie or take the lead with 6:04 left to go. Ryan Swan looks at the 3, back to Van, over to Lyons, who tries to drive baseline. Van pump fakes the 3, gets inside the 3-point line, can't find anything, so swings it back over to Tomes. And again, Lyons working around the horn. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Takes up a desperation shot, and it goes. And now we're tied. Currently Air Force on a 6-0 run with 5:35 left to go here in the first half.
Yeah, and Air Force has negated our size by bringing all 5 players out and getting them involved in the dribble weave.
Dargington in the game with McEwen, Merrill, Brito, and Henson. Swings over to Henson, who will take a 3. Won't go, off the left side of the rim. And here comes Air Force with a chance to take the lead. Van, back over to you. Tomes on the right wing. Back to Lyons. Lyons on the right side. Back to Van on the 3-point line extended. Trying to post up to Van Solen. Can't get it to him. So Tomes swings it back up top. Swan will take a 3. Won't go. Tipped out and controlled by Air Force. As Van Solen tipped it back out, Van's able to control it. Fresh shot clock for the Falcons. Van Solen on the right side. That's the 5th offensive rebound. Lions will take a 3. One of these times it's going to go, but it won't be that time. Henson pulls down the board, knocking over Diogo Brito in the process. Brito gets up, and Utah State has a chance to take the lead back. Merrill with the search dribble. Gives over to Dargington. Dargington gets to the rim, fouled at the rim, and he'll take some free throws. And that athleticism in the open court, that has been much missed by this Utah State basketball team from their bigs.
Yeah, Alex, what he can bring is just that one dribble. He's so fast on that first step, and then, if he's able, he lost the ball there because he was fouled, but he can really elevate at the rim too, which is something that Quinn Taylor doesn't give you.
Dargington steps up to the free throw line. Again, was injured in the first 20 seconds of the game against Boise State. So he missed the remainder of that game, missed the game against Wyoming, where he would have been a big plus to the team in that one. And finally back in the lineup tonight. Makes his first free throw. He'll have one more. Aggies currently leading 21-20 with 4:33 left to go here in the game in the first half. Second free throw is up and good. So Utah State back up by 2. They've led by as many as 6 in this game. Air Force only lead in this one was 4-0 right out of the gate.
Aggies back in that zone defense.
Van back up top to Lyons, swings it over to Swan. Swan trying to look for somebody to clear. Air Force just really stagnant offensively. Lyons on the right side, cross court to Van outside the 3-point line. 6 seconds on the shot clock, so he goes to work. Tips it over to Scotty, who loses the handle on the bad pass, and it'll go to Utah State. Scotty saying it was deflected by an Aggie. Refs aren't having it, so Henson will inbound on that far sideline. 4:06 to go. You'd like to see a nice 6-0, 8-0 run here to end the first half.
Yeah, and the Air Force is in their zone right now, so really trying to slow the game down, take the air out of the ball.
Aggies have not made a field goal in the last 3.5 minutes in this game. Kobe McEwen, 17 seconds, drives, layup, won't go, and a foul will go against Utah State, against Dargenton, who tried to sneak in there and pull down the rebound. 3:48 left to go, 22-20. Aggies only lead by 20, or lead by 2. They wish they'd led by 20. We'll have the final few moments of the first half when we come back on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield. Last Utah State field goal in this game came at the 7:37 mark. Aggies have gone the last 3:49 without a field goal. 22-20, Utah State leading by 2 with 3:48 left to go, and it almost feels like this Aggie team's kind of running in mud a little bit, but fortunately Air Force doesn't look much better at all.
No, and that's exactly the word I was thinking, was sluggish.
Yeah.
On offense, they really look like they're in mud, or they're just, I don't know if they're exerting too much effort, chasing the Falcons around on defense or what, but there's not a lot of pop to them right now, and so it's almost like we're settling for, a shot that, well, okay, I'm getting tired, so I'm gonna shoot this one, or I'm gonna drive this one. So I'd like to see them sharpen up a little bit on offense. And this is an opportunity where the Falcons are not playing very well offensively. We should be taking advantage of it.
Aggies lead by 2, 22-20 with 3:48 left to go. Final stretch here. Great student section representation tonight for the Aggies. Excuse me. Air Force with Jacob Van moving the ball down the court over to Lavelle Scotty. Air Force can tie or take the lead here. Aggies have led by as many as 6 in this game. Lavelle Scotty on the outside. 3-point line extended, being guarded closely by Brito. Works it back over to Lyons. Still outside the 3-point line. Back to Van. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Scotty up top to Swan. Over to Lyons. Tries to drive. Hands over to Van, who has to take a 3. Won't go. And a rebound foul will go against Lavelle Scotty. And that'll be the 15th foul for Air Force. Only 4 for Utah State, so the Aggies will inbound here on this near sideline.
Yeah, I mean, we almost gave up another rebound there, and I think that that's kind of what we're talking about. They're just not quite finishing the plays, not quite, sharp enough right now on both ends of the floor.
Yep. All right. Kobe McEwen controls the possession, crossing the timeline. Dishes over to Quinn Taylor, rotates back over to Brito. And trying to find a curl to Sam Merrill. Instead, they go down low to Quinn Taylor, who lays it up and in. Love that play by Utah State.
So that's a staggered double, and we got a 3-pointer from Sam, so they decided to jump out, and there's
a steal from Taylor on a post pass. Hands over to Merrill, who crosses the timeline, gives back to Quinn Taylor. Taylor tries to dish over to Brito, but the ball's deflected and stolen away by Air Force. Lions attacking the rim. Won't go, blocked away, and Quinn Taylor controls it. Dishes over to Brito. A 2-on-1 fast break. Kobe keeps it himself to the rim. Is fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. 24-20. Aggies up by 4 with 2:38 left to go here in the first half.
Yeah, good job hustling back on defense and then creating a block shot opportunity. They're able to run the other way. I like the tempo. We need to keep running and get these early offense opportunities.
Air Force has gone the last 3:06 without scoring. Kobe McEwen stepping up to the free throw line. Free throw is up and good. He'll have one more. Van checks out. Coming into the game is number 32, Ryan Manning, who's actually started 12 games this year, coming off the bench in tonight's game. Second free throw from Kobe is up and good. Pushes the lead back to 6 for the Aggies. That matches their largest lead, 26-20. Aggies currently on a 6-0 run over the last minute and 55 seconds. Sid Tomes back into the game, dishes over to Manning. Manning back up top to Lyons. A little bit of a weave here for Air Force. Over to Swan, who attacks the blocks, can't find anything. So Air Force reposts back to him. Over to Lyons, takes the shot inside the 3-point line. It's a 2, but he does get it to go with 2:12 left to go, and the Aggies' 6-0 run is snapped. It's 26-22 with 2:05 left to go. Kobe McEwen working it around the horn with 2 minutes exactly left to go here in the first half. On the right wing, swings it all the way over to Brito, who attacks. Down low to Taylor, but another deflected pass is stolen away by Air Force. Lions on the right side. Swings it back over to Tomes, who takes the three, and for the first time tonight, Air Force hits the three. They were 1 of 12, or 0 for 12 before that shot. They're now 1 of 13, and Air Force now on a 5-0 run has cut Utah State's lead to 1 with 1:34 left to go. Brito, three-point line extended, looking to drive baseline. Puts the shot up, missed it, but he's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, when the Aggies get a shot off or when they're heading to the basket, good things are happening. They're a little sloppy. Again, just a little slow on their passes, and the Air Force players are getting a deflection that's leading to the turnover.
Yeah, Air Force is just racking up a ton of deflections. It's led to 6 first-half turnovers for Utah State. Burrito's free throw is good. He has one more. Utah State leads now by 2, 27-25, with $1:27 left to go. This is kind of how Air Force wants you to play, though, just muddy the game up.
And they're limiting possessions, so even though it's 6 turnovers, it's really not like a normal game where it would be 6 turnovers. I mean, it's really magnified because of the less possessions.
Great point. Burrito goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 28-25. 3-point lead for the Aggies with 1:20 left to go. Tomes on the right side, dishes over to Swan, who's guarded by Quinn Taylor. Decides to work against Taylor, then dishes back over to Lyons on the right wing. Lyons loses the handle, but he's able to swing it back over to Manning, who takes the 3-point shot. Ball's batted around at the rim and finally controlled by Brown on the rebound for Utah State. Brown wants to drive a little bit, swings it back up top to Merrill outside the 3-point line. With 53 seconds left to go, Burrito will take a 3 from the left wing and can't get it to fall. But Brown's there for the offensive rebound. Dishes low to Taylor. Taylor tries to lay it up, but he draws the foul with 45 seconds left to go.
Really happy with Dwayne Brown Jr.'s energy. I mean, he's just come in. He had a little break on the on the bench there, and he came in and just gave us a lot of energy. Drove it hard. Gets a good offensive rebound. This is a very important 45 seconds for the Aggies.
Quinn Taylor with leading scorer with 6 points. Let's see if he can get 7. And he does not. He'll have one more free throw. He's actually tied with McEwen, who's got 6 points with 45 seconds left. Balance scoring for the Aggies. Brown's got 5. Sam Merrill's got 5. And Taylor, if he can make this free throw, will get 7. Shot is up and good. So there he goes. 1 for 2 on that trip. Aggies lead back to 4, 29-25 with 44 seconds left. Van Solen over to Tomes. Crossing the timeline, dishes over to Lyons. 19 seconds left on the shot clock. Swan being guarded by Quinn Taylor. Over to Lyons outside the 3-point line. Long 3-point shot by Van Solen is missed. A long rebound pulled down by Kobe McEwen. Sam Merrill as the Aggies hold for the last shot with 17 seconds left. Shot clock is off. They're going to clear out for McEwen and let him go to work. 10 seconds. Let's see when they start. 8. Here comes Kobe McEwen, working the right side. Swings over to Brito. Brito, cross-court over to Brown, throws it over his head out of bounds. Another turnover for Utah State. Were they trying to set up dribble there, Coach?
Yeah, that's dribble, and there's more to the play than the initial action, and I think Brito just forgotten, and unfortunately threw it to...
Long 3-quarter court shot is missed with 0.7 seconds left, but another turnover as the Aggies had 8 turnovers in the first half. But still lead by 4, 29-25 as we come to the break. You're listening to Utah State basketball on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield.